Hi, this is Takashino from Jazz Lab Japan. Today I just want to talk about you know the Wave Jazz Classic series and OJC, and also the Fantasy Custom LP Collection series. I've already talked about the Wave Jazz Classic series and also the Fantasy Custom LP Collection series in the past many times, and most of you guys who have been watching my videos, you already know about those reissue series, right? Um, and today I am not into the specific titles, but the overall information, not known fact about the Wave Jazz Classic series, Fantasy Custom LP Collection series, and the OJC. Actually, cutting and pressing OJC custom, the Fantasy Custom LP Collection series, Wave Jazz Classics series, all done by the Fantasy US in the US. Yeah, that's a known fact. But there are some, or just a couple of things which are not known, among the jazz collectors, especially outside of Japan. I just brought some samples here. This one, Coleman Hawkins, Soul, a great session on the Prestige label. Yeah, and this is the OJC series by the Fantasy US. Yes, and the next one is this one. Not Adderley, Little Big Horn. Yeah, on the Riverside label. Yes, and this is the Fantasy Custom LP Collection series by the Victor Music Japan in conjunction with the Fantasy US. And this reissue was done somewhere in the mid 90s. Yes. And the next one is this one. Yeah, Benny Golson, Getting With It. And this is the Wave Jazz Classics series by the Wave Japan, reissued in the early 90s. Yes. And the last one is the John Wright Trio. This one is nice and tasty on the Prestige label. And this is the Fantasy Custom LP Collection series done by Victor Music Japan in conjunction with the Fantasy US in the mid 90s. Yeah. And as I said at the beginning, all those pressings and the cuttings were done by the Fantasy US in the US. But there is a quite big difference. First, in terms of the vinyl quality. Yes, the Wave Jazz Classic series like this one, Benny Golson, and also the Fantasy Custom LP Collection series, John Wright, nice and tasty, and Not Adderley, Little Big Horn. The vinyl condition of these Japanese produced Victor Music Japan Wave Jazz, Wave Japan produced vinyl quality is very good. That's what I can tell. To compare to the OJC series, because I've listened to hundreds, maybe thousands of those copies, OJC copies, Fantasy Custom LP Collection series copies, and the Wave Jazz Classic series copies. And the noise issue is very little with Japanese produced Fantasy Custom LP Collection series and Wave Jazz Classic series. The noise issues is not that there. Some of course there is a noise issue, but most of them that I've listened to, they don't have the noise issue. Yeah, so that means the vinyl condition is very good. Maybe the vinyl quality that they use for the custom fantasy custom LP collection series and the Wave Jazz Classic series is different from the OJC series. Yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing I noticed is the weight of the vinyl is quite different. It's quite different. If you look at the starting with the Wave Jazz Classics series, this sample, Benny Golson, getting with it. I just brought the scale here, so you will see the actual weight of these copies that I brought here. Okay, so first, Benny Golson. This is the Wave Jazz Classics series. Okay, so now, right now you can see the weight, and I just turn it on and make it 0, right? Make it 0, and I put the copy of the Benny Golson here. Yes, you can see 141 grams, right? And okay, and next one, the OJC. Okay, OJC, Coleman Hawkins, Soul on Prestige label. So I just weigh this one. Okay, yeah, you can see the weight, 110. Yeah, almost 31 gram difference, right? And next one, this one, the Fantasy Custom LP Collection Series, John Wright, nice and tasty, Prestige label. Okay. Yeah, 140. I think almost like the same as Wave Jazz Classics series, right? And the last one, the same Fantasy Custom LP Collection series. Yeah, not utterly big, a little big horn on Riverside label. Okay. You see, this one is 178, almost like 180 grams. Yes, very heavy vinyl. So as you can see, the last one is a little bit special. Fantasy Custom LP Collection Series. Some copies like not utterly, little big horn on the Riverside. I don't know the reason why, but they use the heavy vinyl. Very heavy vinyl, 180 gram, 178 actually, but we should say 180 gram, heavy vinyl, right? But the ordinary copies, 141, 140, around that range, even the Wave Jazz Classics series, yes, 140, 141. But look at the OJC series. The OJC weighs 130, right? 10 gram or 10 gram more difference. So, yeah, that's a difference. So there is a couple of differences I noticed, and yeah, in terms of sound quality, I should say it's the same, because the Fantasy US cutting, as you know, is very good, right? But maybe because of the quality of the vinyl and also the weight of the vinyl, when you listen to it, yeah, of course the noise issues also one thing, but I feel the Japanese produced Wave Jazz Classics series and the Fantasy Custom LP Collection series, those copies have the solid sound, very solid. Yeah, it's very hard for me to describe it, but you feel comfortable with the sound. That's what I can say. Anyway, solid sound. It's more solid than the OJC series. That's what I can tell. Yeah. I don't know whether you guys, having the same copies like, Wave Jazz Classics series, Fantasy Custom LP Collection series, and the OJC series. Notice that too. Yeah. So if you have some kind of comment on this one, yeah, please let me know. Just write and just leave a comment down below. Okay. That's it for today. I hope you like it. Lastly, I would say continue staying safe, healthy, and be connected with the music we love, jazz. Thank you for watching today, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.